making sure that everything is as detailed as possible in the CRM. Or whatever platform you use.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist podcast. I'm your host, Donald C. Kelly, the Sales Evangelist. And I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And on this episode, we have an amazing guest. Her name is Taylor Clawson Englehart. She works with a company called Isolus Healthcare, and they focus on selling EHR solutions. And so she works in the medical field selling SaaS software solutions, and she comes with a wealth of knowledge, not only from her side as an SDR in the organization, but now as an AE. As we dive in, you get a chance to learn a little bit more about Taylor, but also you get a chance to hear her experience as she works with her SDRs and how you can better work with your SDRs or your AE. Check it out. But what are some things that you want as an AE for BDRs to be able to write or to give you or to have?
I like to say the more information, the better. What was their personality like? Not only, what are they looking for, but what are they expecting? Who's going to be on the call? That's something that can be so easily missed because I was an SDR or BDR before, so I remember getting super excited. Oh my gosh, somebody said yes. And then, as an AE, there are 5 people on the call and you find out they're all C-suite individuals right there. So it's a bit of a different conversation, right? As you know. So I think that's really one of the important things as an AE, who's going to be on the call, as well as those qualifying questions, of course. But, is this somebody that has joked around with you on your calls? Is this somebody that's really buttoned up? Because I think that ability to kind of match their energy, so to speak, or, what their level of outward professionalism is or their style is very important as well.
There could be some best practices done with duos. Like say maybe you're a type of AE that says, I want to get that personality type. In addition to those qualifying questions, Donald, here's what I want you to ask. Here are some things that I need you to get as much as possible. It's not going to be the deal breaker. I'm not going to deny the deal if you don't get it. However, It's going to increase the odds, since we're focusing on deal closing here, increase the odds of your deal closing if I can know as much as possible. So I want to encourage you to press.
It's really based on that trust and that relationship that you have between the SDR and the AE. If you don't have a strong relationship or a trusting relationship both ways, then as an AE, if you say that to a BDR or an SDR, it's going to sound like nagging or like pushing, or I'm trying to get you to do extra work, right? Whereas if you have that strong relationship, there is that different understanding of, I want our team as a whole to be successful. Here's how it can happen.
The idea of this handoff, what else can I do as a BDR to ensure that the handoff is smooth and great?
Yeah, so I think, like I had mentioned, making sure that everything is as detailed as possible in the CRM. Or whatever platform you use, right? So for our organization, we use Salesforce. So making sure that all of those fields are filled in. For us, how many providers are there? What state are they in? How many patients do they have, et cetera? And just making sure that we're incredibly diligent and that we're also moving the opportunity into the AE's hand. So through that, if there are additional questions, being willing and humble enough to go back and ask that prospect, hey, when I'm confirming this call, I'm going to ask them these 3 qualifying questions because I may not have gotten that, or I may not have had detailed enough information. I always find it really hard to, deny a demo because it's hard to get them, right? But but fortunately, we have a process where our SDRs go and confirm those demos the day of, the night before. So we're able to have that additional opportunity to ask some questions. I would say I think it really is building trust with one another, because you can have great notes and the other person not trust you that those are really true notes, right? Or that they're quality or whatever it might be. So I think the one piece of advice is really starting to build trust with your counterparts if you haven't done so already. And if you have done so, then continue building that, because that's really where you as an AE or you as an SDR and the business as a whole is really going to thrive.
Love it. If folks want to get in touch with you, Taylor, to learn a little bit more about you, your organization, or just to pick your brain a little bit more around this topic, what's the best way for them to go about doing so?
Definitely LinkedIn. So I'm Taylor Engelhart on LinkedIn. It's the best way. Feel free to connect with me, shoot me over a message. Be happy to talk.
That was Taylor Engelhart. Thank you so much for being on our show, Taylor. And if you haven't done so already, go down into the show notes. You can click on the link, connect with her on LinkedIn, and tell her you heard her here on the Sales Evangelist podcast. Super appreciate you for being here. And I would love to hear from you. You can connect with me on LinkedIn as well, Donald C. Kelly. And share with me one thing you took away from this episode. Whether you're an AE or you're an SDR or BDR, just tell me one thing that you got from the episode today. It would be greatly appreciated. I will personally respond. I do that. And I know sometimes I have a lot of connection requests that's there, but I take my time and I go through it, and you just know that's me and not some robot. As always, I want you to find more of your ideal customers. I want you to know what to say when you reach out to them. I want you to close more deals, but most importantly, I want you to raise your level of thinking. I want you to go out and do big things. Thanks so much for watching.